me try and scare you now by moving on to okay, here we go. Math 146, got it set up. Right, let me show you some information about your midterm. And let's make that live. I just realized I didn't make it live. And kill that, because I don't want you to see the solutions. Kill that.
When's our midterm?
Oh, it's on Monday. And it's going to be on Monday the 25th. So let me change this now that you've said that. Oops.
Do you mean to say the 25th?
It's 0 or
Oh,
yeah, 5.
I think I thought I told no, can't even say it. I thought I typed that, but now I have. Right, 25th, Monday, this coming Monday. So we have midterm exam information, which I think I've updated that. Let's check out if I have or not. Oh, good. It's got the right date, so that's a good sign. Evidently, I didn't make it so auto loads, but that's fine. So let's talk a little bit about your midterm. It's 3 hours. So if the 3 hours from 10 to 1 don't work for you, you need to contact me, because we've got a little bit of wiggle room when you can do it. But hopefully you can find 3 hours. It's going to be done in 2 different chunks. There is a WebAssign portion. And the WebAssign is there because, do you know, in a lot of questions, you have to use SALT to get the answer, right? And so you need WebAssign questions. And you will get those, and you will probably do those first. And then there's a second part, which is going to be on Canvas, where you actually get to show me working. You know, like, well, today would be a great example of that. Wouldn't be a lot of probability questions where you would just tell me this plus this, take away that, that kind of thing. So that's basic format of the midterm. We will not be using our class Zoom link. We will use this link here. So it's a separate link. On Monday, you'll start here at what, 10 o'clock? Is it 10, 11? It's 11, my apologies. You start at 11. Am I getting this timer 11? Got to get the dates right. It should be 3 hours. Well, let me figure that out. It'll start when it starts. We'll be sure by tomorrow what time that is. Here are the sections it's going to be covering. Right now we're on probability trees. We'll get that finished tomorrow. We'll get started on that. Here are your 6 chapters that you're covering. It's important that you show your work whenever possible. That's going to be in the section, in the second section, right? The test where you actually write your questions, the working down. It's less important in the WebAssign, because in the WebAssign question, don't you just hit the salt button and it tells you it's 10.1? So there really isn't any working for you to do. Now, let's talk about what you are and are not allowed to do. You are not allowed to communicate with any person living or dead. Right, so Liana, no Ouija boards, communicating with some dead mathematician.
Don't worry.
No phoning a sister that you don't have. No, right? No communication. And that also includes virtual communication. So don't email people. Have another Zoom meeting except mine. Tutoring services, blogs, help sites, anything like that. No, not allowed to use it. You are allowed to use SALT, right? So you'll be using SALT in the first half. And most of the Canvas homework assignments are not going, okay. On the day of the midterm, the Monday, You will not find anything on WebAssign. When you go there, all the homework will be missing. It'll disappear. When you go to Canvas, all our videos will have gone. The only thing you'll have left in Canvas is the one module that has all the stuff to do with midterm. So they will not be available. You are allowed to use SALT. You are allowed to use your TI-84 calculator, and you are allowed to use any notes that you have yourself written down or printed. Right, so they are allowed, right? So you can write notes where you write all the definitions of words or formula that you find hard to remember, right? You're allowed to use notes, nothing wrong with that. But there I go with 2 hours. I get 2 hours in the brain, it is 3 hours. I just didn't change it. If you are doing notes and you've got 50 pages or 100 pages of notes, you're not going to be able to finish the exam, because the exam is, 3 hours might seem like a lot, but it's not actually that long. And if you have to spend 20 minutes finding the notes, oh, this is how I done tree diagrams. Okay, now I'll read it over. Right, I think I know how to do it. I'll go to his question and do it. If you had to do that with every single question, you'd run out of time. So your notes are there. I would have 2 kinds of notes, actually. I would have the kind of cheat sheet notes, the ones that just tell you formula and things that you need to know that are pretty easy to get a hold of. And then have, all the other printed stuff at the side when you really need it. But don't really go there until you do need to. Another strategy, do all the questions you can do easy first, and then do the ones that you have to look up notes and things last. That way, it's better time management. Now, here's the exam. It's in 2 parts, and you're going to get a part A, which is on WebAssign, and then a part B, which is on Canvas. So when you go to Canvas, there'll be a PDF with questions. It might have something simple like, what's the probability that you roll 2 dice and the total is 7? Right, that would be an example of a question, just like we did today, right? And you write down 36 and whatever you did to use it. This is me just emphasizing that you really need to make sure that you organize your time efficiently. I am not testing your ability to find notes and write down and memorize notes. I'm testing what you should know. So bear that in mind, or you'll run out of time. Now, okay, let's finish this. Once you've finished the second part 2, the stuff that's in Canvas, right, the stuff you've written down working for, you have to take pictures of it and upload it into Canvas. That's how I see you're working. And you're going to use a program called Microsoft Lens, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. Next, there are no homework extensions of any kind for week 3. So Sunday midnight is the end, right? If you haven't done it by Sunday midnight, it's gone. So make sure that you get them done. This week's homework, for instance, is 1/3 of your midterm, so it's good practice. Right? It's not bad stuff. And you also get an online test, as you always do, so that's good practice. Because a lot of your WebAssign questions are going to be just like your online test questions in your homework, right? Same type of question, WebAssign generates them. Right, any questions about what I've talked about so far?
I do. So you're saying for the midterm, half of it's going to be on WebAssign, half of it's going to be on Canvas.
Yes.
Is it in the same kind of format? You said it's like open note or whatever we have available to us.
Yes.
We just can't like phone a friend.
Yes, or use software or tutor in our email, any
Okay.
kind of communication.
And you said
So,
SALT will be available for the questions in like WebAssign and things like that?
yeah, the WebAssign questions have salt and buttons in them, right? So you can use them. I also use WebAssign for those, do you know those questions where they give you a sentence and there's 5 choices?
Yeah.
I like using WebAssign for them because they're easy, right? You just pick the right choice.
Okay.
Right. But the main reason for WebAssign is, you know, those ones where you hit the salt button to get a 5-figure summary, or you hit the salt button to make a histogram, those kind of questions. That's where you'll see that type of question. The stuff you get in Canvas is going to be more like the probability that we did today.
Okay.
Do you know those questions where I give you a list of numbers and I say, tell me the mean, mode, and median or whatever?
Yeah.
Those kind of ones work quite well in Canvas, so that's where I tend to put those questions.
How many questions are going to be on the exam total?
I believe, although I haven't finalized it because I keep changing my mind, but roughly right now, because it isn't finalized, there'll be about 10 to 15 questions from WebAssign and about 10 to 15 questions in section 2.
Okay.
Once I've kind of kicked out questions and done things, I'll tell you more later once it's closer to being finished.
Okay.
So far so good then? Right, let me move on to, I think I did this one. Right, just in case I haven't, here is the link that you use to, instead of your class link, this is the Zoom link for your midterm. And here will be, kill it. That's an old one. Okay, that's fine. You wouldn't see it anyway. There will be part 2 once I put in my new questions. You need to load up the working from Canvas questions. So here's a piece of software you can use called Microsoft Lens. Here's a video you can watch to show you how to use it. If you have an Android phone, here is the free app. If you use an Apple phone, here's the free app. You don't need to use Microsoft Lens to upload your working. You could, for instance, use some other software.
Scan is one that I use.
What is it you use again, Sally?
Adobe Scan.
Adobe Scan works, Cam Scanner works. Some people just have a printer and they use a scanner on their printer. I don't care, right? It's whatever you've got. I'm just giving that as something if you don't have anything. And it's not here yet, but I'll show you what it looks like because I've got one for my 151. When you finish your exam, you're going to upload your working, right? You see this guy here? So let me show you what it looks like. Let's do it as a student view. Right. So upload your working for your final exam here. That's for them. Click on it. Hit that guy. Hit upload file. Hit choose file. And somewhere you'll have a PDF. Press open. And then submit assignment. That's all you need to do. It's pretty quick. Once you've got your working as a PDF, right, hit that guy, hit upload file, hit choose file. Hopefully you've saved it somewhere where you can find it easy. Pick it and hit open, and then finish with submit assignment. I haven't got it up yet, but I will get it up sometime in the next day, definitely by tomorrow. And if you want to practice just loading stuff up, you can, because what it will do is on the day of the midterm, when you load up your file, it rubs out the old one and replaces it with what you've got. So all I will see is what you've got. So if you want to, if you're not comfortable or don't feel you know, I don't know if I'm doing this right, why don't you just go in and load up a picture of your child or something, right? Or 42. Yeah, just load something up to see how it works, you know, and I'll get you practice. Anybody who's used it will probably tell you it's not that big a deal, right? Once you get used to it, it's easy. Now I have a practice one here. I don't think it's a good one, but I'm going to put it in for a little bit. Yeah, oh, wrong class. I have a practice midterm, but that was for a different situation, a different textbook. But I'll leave it right now just to give you an idea of what section 2 could look like. It's a lot bigger than you would have. So there's multiple choice questions, as you can see here. And then There's all sorts of questions. Goes on forever. Here we go. And there's some solutions. I think I've covered everything obvious. Any questions? Okay, so clear the decks Monday, this coming Monday, 3 hours. Oh, good. At least I got one of them right. 10 till 1. 10 till 1. I'll try and update the others that I put 2 hours when I should have said 3. If that is us, last name, bye-bye.